Morning, everybody. We are here at the beautiful May River, and we are going to see what we can catch out here this morning. So let's give you a tour of the beautiful morning sun poking through here, and we are going to take the boat out to the river. Let's see what we can catch. So you can see a bait pod moving right here. Another bait pod's moving right here. And back behind them is usually the tide's coming this way. So that's why the bait's moving this way. There'll be predators pushing these bait pods. So what we're going to do is try to get up ahead of them a little bit. What we have here is a 1/4 ounce ZMan red eye jig head with a pearl blue Glimmer 3-inch MinnowZ, and it's all slathered up with some good shrimp procure. It's a pretty good shrimp imitation. It's also a decent mullet imitation. I'm not convinced the actual scent makes a ton of difference when these fish are feeding, but we shall see. And I typically have luck when that, about the 3rd or 4th cast, when that wears off just a little bit. So let's see what happens here. The wind's blowing our casts this way. There's a hit. Some bait fish hits here. Yep. Typically a hit like that is a smaller fish. I'll play with it a little bit. Yeah, these are small fish that are nibbling away. And we're going to do one more cast. I think we're going to get more of the same. And if we do, we're going to go down to where the bigger predators tend to stay. You see that crab pot up there? Tributary goes up this way. These oyster piles, and as the tide recedes, you're going to see more and more oysters. Where you catch fish is that trough between the oysters and the grass. In fact, the last time I was out last week at an incoming tide, all I was doing is floating down the river and dragging a soft plastic through that trough. And I got a nice 16, 18-inch redfish. I can't remember whether he was 16 or 18, but that's where they're going to cruise. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up kind of outside. You can see some bait jumping around the exit to that tributary. And as the tide drops, the predators will stage all around this tributary. And hopefully we can get something. See what we can do up here. Uh-oh, the dreaded oyster fish. Hey. That's not target species. But that is a reality of fishing the oysters. That's kind of where we want to be. Ooh, and right away, there's another oyster fish. So this is a good thing to have happened, actually. So this is a reality of fishing oysters, as I said. So instead of ripping them out of the ground like I just did, we can cruise on up here. You see where our line is right there? We're just going to go right to the other side of it. And usually, if we pull gently, well, On the other hand, we could get a whole new pile of oysters. Careful with these, by the way. These are sharp little implements of destruction. See? Sharp implements of destruction. We are going to sit right here and see if we can't get bit. And you'll get hung on oysters. That's what that was. But you'll also occasionally get bit. That's an oyster. So there's the risk. And again, hung up on an oyster, no big deal. No reason to panic, no reason to lose your jig. Just kind of reel on over. I like to give it a little bit of slack. Get on the other side. And a lot of times you can pull right off. Important to not put too much pressure on your rod. See? Oop, right off. And I started to straighten my rod. So if I point directly at something and pull this way, I'm just pulling right from the reel. I allow the drag to do the work, and I don't put stress on my rod tip. Yeah. So again, small fish really wants to eat. There's a shark over here. See the fins? I mean, we can try. They don't usually like to hit artificials, but we can try. They'll be at least fun to play with if we can hit him in the head. Oh, I missed him. So you can tell he's a shark because you see both fins. See if we can get him to bite. Not the target species, but oh, we got him. We got him. He's coming at us. And there he goes. Now he knows he's hooked. He is probably a bonnethead. And see that smooth side-to-side movement that we're seeing? That is shark all the way. We gotta be careful with him in the end of the boat that he doesn't break our rod by going under the boat. So there's a sight fishing example, but we didn't sight fish exactly the target species, did we? Oh, he might be a little bigger than we thought. See this baitfish scatter when the shark got close to him? See our leader. Oh, he's a little bigger than we thought. That would be a juvenile bonnethead. And we're going to see if we can get him to agree. To let us release him. And I'm a big believer in catch and release. I do not like to harm fish. So we're just gonna let him tire out a little bit. We'll bring him over, pop the hook out. He is clearly not done. He's getting closer to done though. reason I fish gripped him is so that I can work this hook out in a way that's not going to hurt him. Okay, so juvenile bonnethead, he is okay for release, and there he goes. So, an interesting fish for today. That was a juvenile bonnethead that hit an artificial, and we sight fished him right at the corner of the marsh. So there was an exciting part to our day. We didn't get our target species, which was a red or a trout, but we certainly did hook into a fish that was fun to catch. Hope you enjoyed that, and let's see if we can catch something else here. So that's going to do it for us on this edition of DIY with the Doc. We had a good time out here on the May River today. Beautiful day out here. So we sight fished juvenile bonnethead, brought him to the boat, safely released him, had a good time. Fished the oysters for the rest of the day, got some pretty meaningful hits, but didn't bring anything to the boat, but that's why they call it fishing. Hopefully it provided some tips on fishing the oysters, how to feel your way through the oysters, how to pull a snag off the oysters, because that's going to happen when you're out here. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's fishing adventure, and join us next time when I think of something else to do to use my cool new GoPro. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.